Lucas. Victor is the software engineer at Evonitex and is also a facilitator at ELU for our bachelor program. So he understands a lot about the program. And he's going to be talking about the differences between the skill based learning and versus traditional university. So, welcome.
Thank you, Isadora. Hi, everyone. Yeah, first of all, I want to speak a bit about myself, give you a bit of background about who I am, what I did to enter the field, because it's not something that I don't have like a regular um, parkour in software engineering, because I started working when I was 21, and so to do that, basically to go very fast, my goal was to get employed as fast as possible, because what I was believing and what I still believe is that the best way to learn and to progress in your career is to get employed. When you get employed, you get real life problems. You start to you have the staff, you have the monetary constraint. What I saw a lot is people trying to get the degree, basically, and that was not my goal. My goal was to get employed, and basically I took several steps to go there very fast. Sorry. So first of all, I've been helped by the fact that I hated high school a lot. Like I despised the traditional system. It's not made for me at all. And so what I did is I dropped out of high school at 17, so just before graduation, and I didn't get any diploma from that. So I had a plan. Obviously, I didn't do it just to do it, but I joined some course which is French, but it's kind of remote now, which is called 42. So 42 is a project-based course that is lasting as long as you need, basically, and so I said project-based. It's also based on peer learning, meaning that you are learning not with teachers, but with other people, with your peers, other people following the same course as you. So you build projects together, and then you get graded by other students and by the machine itself, so by algorithms. So 42 was a great option for me, but I discovered some discrepancies in the programs that I think we are addressing right now at ELU. So yeah, I don't know, Isadora told you, but I am teaching at ELU as a facilitator, and I'm also employed at Evonetics, which is a company based in Cambridge that is synthesizing DNA using robotics. So as I was saying, so 42 has discrepancies, but not as much as the traditional university. So first, what I want to do is to give you an overview of what's the differences that are going to be between a traditional university and a university like ELU and 42, which is project-based, based on peer learning and everything. So first of all, when you're going into a traditional university, what you're going to get is a lot of stuff. You're not going to get specific stuff for you to get employed, right? You're going to get a bit of this, a bit of that. Some people learn biology when they are doing computer science. It's not or electrical stuff. And this can be very interesting. I agree with that. It can be very fulfilling to learn a lot of stuff, but that's not really what you're going to need to enter the industry, right? Because when the CEO employs someone, he wants it for a specific job most of the time, and unless you're like in other cases, but we are talking in general. So general traditional university are going to focus on a lot of stuff, while project-based university are going to give you the exact skill you need to enter a specific industry. So that was the difference. The main difference is this, and it's relying heavily on classroom-based learning. And I have a big problem with classroom-based learning, which is that you are staying passive in the classroom and doing basically nothing. I mean, you're not active, is what I mean. When you are in a skill-based university, you are going to build all the time. You are going to be on your computer, writing code, testing code, developing code, and you're going to talk to your peers about problems, and you're going to have to fail before you succeed, which is contrary of which is exactly, what's happening in the industry, and the contrary of what's happening in traditional university, where the teacher is going to give you the solution, and then is going to evaluate you on what you know. So you won't have this process of learning to solve problem. So that's basically what it is. When it's project-based, you're learning to solve new things, new problem. And so that's extremely important. 60% of a software engineer job is to find information and solve problems. Then you have the skills, right? You have, am I able to develop the solution? But that comes after, like actually understanding the problem and solving it, right? And finding a high-level way to solve it. So that is the two main difference between skill-based and the traditional university. And at 42, so I told you I dropped out of high school when I was 17. I tried to join 42. So the process for 42 is quite complicated to get in. And as I said, it's not the best thing we have now, but it was the best thing back then. So I failed basically the first time I tried to get in, and then I succeeded and entered the course. One of the other things that I found very useful for my career, to start early and get as much experience as possible quickly, is that I stopped learning in French. Okay, so I'm French, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess you can tell my English is not perfect, but it is good enough to work. That's what I wanted, and that's why a lot of people don't really get all the opportunities that they can, is because they are in a country like Italy, Spain, and they don't really try to learn in English, to learn the main language, right? The global language, because you need to live with the world. The world is global. If you want to catch all the opportunities, you want to work remotely, then you need to know English. You need to learn in English. And that's something I understood after like 1 year at 42. And what I did is move directly to the US, where I started learning the language as soon as I could. But that's because that was my only way to learn in English, right? Now we have universities that are remote and that teach in English. And that's great to also develop your skills in that language, learn the industry lingo, all this stuff. So that's primordial for me. And I really think everybody should do it, because you will still know Spanish, you will still know French, but you have this skill, and you're getting this skill passively. You don't have to do anything to actively, like, you don't have to go to an English school. You just have to be in a school that teach in English. So that's something I would recommend, and that's something that is overlooked by a lot of people. This is, in terms of value, this is insane. Learning a new language by learning other things, it's really, really, really important. All right, so that was the two main difference between traditional university and the new kind of university, like ELU, like 42, project-based, peer learning. And also, I want to also talk about the fact that traditional university, since you're passive, meaning you are getting information, you are not going out there to take it, you are not doing a project, you are getting information for a test, for a diploma or whatnot, then it doesn't it doesn't make you go do the next step, like work more than you can. You just get the pace, because the pace is the pace. That's how it is. So it doesn't make you go further. It doesn't. You don't have this feeling, oh, I'm going to do this next project because I finished this one, right? I finished it early. I worked a lot. I can go to the next one. So when you have this possibility, you're going to work way more, because you're gonna be like, okay, I can finish this program in such a short time. So Why not do that? I will gain experience very quickly. I will get on the market quicker. It will be best for me. Or rather than when you are in a traditional university, they're going to make you learn some stuff you don't really need, and it's going to be on a determined time frame, right? Why it's kind of like that as well at 42 and ELU, but it's not exactly the same. You still have this drive to do the next thing, right? So that's very important as well. So yeah, and so now I'm going to talk a bit about why peer learning is so important. So yeah, peer learning is basically working with a peer and working with other people that know not too much and not too little, basically people at your level. That's why we call them peers. So if you are learning from a teacher, the thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a skill without being able to search and to learn by yourself. Learning by yourself is possible now. Learning by yourself is, as long as you have a nice framing, learning by yourself is best. Because if you learn from a teacher, first of all, the teacher is only one source of information. So internet, you can choose from any source of information what's the best for you, what is the material that will stick in your head, because that's not the same for everybody. Everybody's different. So something that might work for me might not work for you. So you want to be able to find what works for you. It's going to give you high confidence to do stuff by yourself. And that's crazy in terms of mindset, because you will never be in front of a problem and tell, oh, I don't know how to do it. You'll be like, yeah, but that's the same for every problem. Each time I'm in front of a problem, I don't know how to solve it. But by working, by searching by myself, by using different resources I find online, I can solve it. And so it gives you a lot of confidence. And also it doesn't make you reliant on another, on someone who knows best, on the teacher, because the teacher won't be there on your interviews. The teacher won't be there when you're on the job. So you need to be able to be efficient by yourself. That's a skill that is very valuable for people that are hiring you. Nowadays, the diploma is important because it's especially if you come from a university where people succeed, because it give you a label, but it's not enough. That's not the only thing that people look for. What people look for is people that are able to solve problems and their problem, right? If I'm hiring someone, I want him to be able to do what I need him to do. I don't care if he does have 5 diplomas or 0. That's how I got hired. I got hired because I got a portfolio that was huge, because I was doing a project-based university. And by doing project-based, you have 10 projects to showcase to the employer, and that's how you get hired. The guys were like, oh, so you made this project, that's super interesting, can you talk a bit about it? Well, if you have just a diploma, he's gonna talk about your diploma for hours, because maybe it's not even especially relevant to the industry itself. So it's really it's really for now, like in today's age, it's impossible for me to be like, I'm going to go and do something for a degree. I'm going to find the education online, do a project about it, showcase that I have the skills to get employed, and then use persuasion to get in. That's the easiest path and the fastest and the most rewarding, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot more than when you are here passively getting lectured by someone. So that was mostly what I wanted to talk about for in terms of macro, let's say, teaching. I want to talk a bit about. We have a question. Can you put again the question? ELU program meant for those who don't have an education background in CS or similar courses. Exactly. So at ELU, so that's why 42 has discrepancies. 42, you get in. If you're not good enough, goodbye. It's quite harsh. At TLU, we did a system where we still want the best of the world of project-based, of the world of peer learning, where people are going to solve problems together, get skills together, and but we still want to help you if you have trouble, right? So we that's why we have workshops, we have mentoring, we have stand-ups, we have all this framing, all these calls that are giving you a healthy environment for you to thrive, even though you're not an expert when you join. That's why it's not like a diploma printing machine. We're not selling a diploma printing machine. We're selling a block of skill that will make you a dope engineer in a very short amount of time, because we are focusing on the main things. So to do that, like the curriculum is, in software engineering at least, is centered about C, because then you understand everything on the micro level. You understand what everything does, what are the components, what they are doing together, how it works. And so when you have that, you are able to build, like, you need the bricks to create a house. And that's exactly what it is. C, you're gonna learn everything about programming, and then when you're gonna go to Python, you're gonna learn that in 2 weeks. You're gonna be like, okay, I understand the logics of everything, and I'm able to do it by myself. So even if C is not widely used, I mean, C is still widely used, but it's not. I'm talking about the C language. If you don't know about it, it's just the main language, like one of the first language ever created, where most of the language are based upon it. And we are teaching this core language because people, when they know this language, they are able to expand in terms of like, they understand everything that they are doing. Rather than if you start with Python, then you might do stuff without understanding how it works or memory management work. And so it's not really the best. So yeah, it's meant for people without CS experience. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it will definitely, if you work hard, you have the structure. We did put in place the right environment for you to thrive. Would you say that learning from a teacher plus learning further by yourself would be better? So today, as I said, most of the knowledge is available online. The problem is that doing everything yourself is extremely difficult if you don't know where to start. And you don't know which projects to do. You don't have the bricks. You might not have a network of people that knows already the language you're trying to learn. So it can be very complicated to go out there, take an ID, you will take the wrong ID, you won't be able to run anything, and then you will be discouraged, and you won't be able to do this regularly on a long time frame. The secret is to do that on a long time frame. If I do that for 2 months, like the other bootcamps are selling, like, you won't be good. You won't be good. You can't be good in 2 months. That's why you need to you need framing. You need people around you to do the things. You need a good curriculum to follow, and you need teachers. I mean, you need mentors. It's not really teachers, it's facilitators, mentors, people around you that when you are stuck for too long, we won't let you get stuck for too long, because that's not what we want. But at TLU, you're going to fail. You're going to fail, and then you're going to succeed. You're going to succeed, and that's the best way for you to learn. If you never fail, you can't solve problems, because at the first difficulty, you will be like, I don't know how to solve that. I can't do it. And that's something we want to avoid. So that's what I think is important about TLU. So yeah, if you're interested and want to, Isadora asked me to talk about some things as well. So yeah. So what are the top skills? So yeah, Isadora asked me to answer this question. What are the top skills a software engineer should have today? So as I said, ability to solve issues. Sorry, I have a lot of sun. I won't complain about it, but right now it's a bit annoying. So being able to solve issues and to work as a team. And this is what's best about peer learning: is you learn very early how to work on a team, on a project that is scalable, how to build a project, which is basically what you're going to do in the industry. And also, of course, problem solving. So working as a team, problem solving. What else? Learning by yourself, being reliant on yourself, trusting yourself. Important to have a strong knowledge in math? Not really, especially for software engineering. It's not very. You can get very good jobs without it. I would like to learn AI ML in the future. Most of the people at Google, and if you want to get at Google, at the top companies in tech, you don't have to know math. You just have to be very good at solving lead codes and have a good portfolio. That's how the interview process is. Sorry, you have like it's first a lead code. So you have to you can look it up online, but it's basically an algorithm problem about the design pattern, and you have to solve it with the very good time and space complexity. And then you have system design and all these things. So we do that at TLU. And we also do interview preparation, everything that is optimal for you to get a job as fast as possible, while giving you all the tools you need to be a great engineer. And if you want to learn AI and ML in the future, we already have a bachelor completely dedicated to it, which starts with Python directly, not C. You have still a bit of C, and then you're gonna do project about machine learning and AI. You have to choose one of the two paths, I think. No, sorry, it's data science. It's either data science or AI ML. So you have to choose after the first year, and then you will be able to find a job in that field. All right, I think that's all for me. Do you have any more questions?
I was in mute. Hi, Victor. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
my God,
For
the sun.
Yeah, that's good. We can't complain about the sun.
Yeah, true.
Thank you so much for coming and talking a little bit about the differences in the two universities, and for taking your time.
Thanks, Ladora. Thanks,
So,
everyone.
bye.
You can find me on LinkedIn if you need. I think you have the link. Bye bye. Bye, guys.
Yes.